You good? No. It's okay. I didn't quite catch the end of that. You said, I love you.
Maggie.
Maggie.
When John Foster took the American Idol stage, he did so with his guitar in one hand and his heart in the other. Few people knew how sad he was. Behind his soulful acts and humble personality was a story of terrible loss that would soon touch the hearts of millions. John didn't just come to American Idol to show off his skills, he came to share his gift with the world. Join us as we tell you the sad story of John Foster from American Idol. Stones rolling around John's rise to fame as an American Idol was shaped by both his deep roots in Louisiana and the tragedies he faced. He grew up in a family that owned a butcher shop, where he learned the values of hard work and community. When he was 15, he taught himself to play the guitar by listening to classic country artists like George Strait, Merle Haggard, and Conway Twitty. He always thought his future lay in school and called himself a science geek. John was studying to be a doctor and didn't want to be in the spotlight. Music was just a quiet hobby for him. He learned a few chords and played for friends sometimes, but he never thought of it as more than a background note in his life. But when tragedy struck, everything changed. John's life was left empty, and music seemed to be the only thing that could fill it. He turned to his guitar not just as a distraction but as a lifeline. What started as therapy slowly turned into a purpose. As he wrote and shared more songs, he realized that music might be the release he had always needed. Even though he got into music late, John's dedication and honesty made him stand out. He performed at local events, sharing the stage with well-known country acts and boosting his confidence. His scholarly accomplishments were just as impressive. In 2024, he graduated as valedictorian from Brusley High School and began his journey at LSU. John's faith and the support of his family and friends, especially his high school sweetheart Brooklyn Burke, gave him strength. John Foster didn't bring any glitz, glamour, or tricks to his American Idol audition. Instead, he brought 3 red coolers full of homemade Cajun food and a cowboy hat that looked great on him. Other contestants had years of vocal training and a flashy stage appearance. John brought something much more uncommon. He was honest. At the first note of Alan Jackson's "Don't Rock the Jukebox," the judges noticed something good about him. But it was his performance of Conway Twitty's "Goodbye Time" that made everyone in the room quiet. Luke Bryan, who had originally voted no, changed his mind. Mid-performance, visibly moved by the raw, honest ache in Jay's voice, there was something about John that made him impossible to ignore. But John's most powerful moment on the show didn't come from a cover song, it came from the depths of his own heart. During the Songs of Faith episode, John performed a song he had written himself, "Tell That Angel I Love Her." The lyrics were raw, unfiltered, and deeply personal. They were born from a tragedy that shook not just his world but his entire community on New Year's Eve 2022. A horrifying accident in Addis, Louisiana, forever changed the lives of many. A police officer engaged in a high-speed chase ran a red light and crashed into a car carrying 3 teenagers. 2 of them, Maggie Dunn and Caroline Gill, both high school cheerleaders, were killed on impact. Maggie's younger brother Liam survived but sustained serious injuries. The officer later quit and was given 42 years in prison after pleading guilty for John. Maggie wasn't just another classmate, she was family in every way except blood. They had grown up together and become friends and classmates. Maggie believed in John's music before he did. She once wrote him a letter telling him that his voice could move people. When he sang, "Tell That Angel I Love Her," he wasn't just singing, he was crying. His voice cracked, his hands shook, and his tears came out freely. There was stunned silence in the crowd, and the judges looked shaken. Luke Bryan was touched by the timeless purity of his sound and said it made him sure of Jay's place on the show. Carrie Underwood called it beautiful. Lionel Richie also praised John's soul, but for John, the biggest honor wasn't the applause, it was knowing that Maggie's voice would always be a part of his journey. Since music healed John Foster, he now wants to use it to help others heal too. It's not just about singing, it's about giving people a reason to feel seen and understood when they're hurting. For John, music is medicine for the soul, but even before he sang on American Idol or played his first guitar chord, he had another dream. It was based on science, empathy, and a deep awareness of the suffering around him. Being an oncologist wasn't just a backup plan for John Foster. It was his personal goal, and it had a lot to do with where he grew up in southern Louisiana, where an alarmingly high cancer rate is caused by environmental factors. John saw how the disease affected his friends, family members, and other people close to him. Cancer wasn't a faraway fear, it was always there. I didn't feel hopeless. John was determined to be a part of the answer that would help the people around him feel better. He didn't just pick biology at LSU at random, it was the first step toward his ultimate goal of becoming a doctor who could heal with compassion as well as medicine. In an interview, John once said that God heals spiritually but gives people the power to heal physically, and he wants to be one of those people. This belief stayed with him even as music became more important in his life. His dream to become a singing oncologist wasn't based on fame but on service. As John Foster's popularity grew on American Idol, so did the number of rumors and false information about him. Whispers about his age and alleged industry connections threatened to overshadow his sincere performances and honest personality. One of the most popular rumors said that John wasn't 18 years old, as he said, but actually 24 years old. Skeptics questioned his eligibility for the competition, saying he had lied about his age to get an edge. Some speculated that he hailed not from Addis, Louisiana, but from Benton, Kentucky, a place John had never even visited. Perhaps the most bizarre claim was that he was related to country music legend Dwight Yoakam and had already secured a record deal with Sugar Hill Records. Determined to clear the air, John took to his official Facebook page and directly addressed the growing swirl of rumors surrounding him. He clarified several false claims, including misinformation about his age, origins and connections in the music industry. Rather than being in his 20s, as some speculated, John emphasized that he was still a teenager. He also made it clear that he was born and raised in Addis, Louisiana, not Kentucky, as some online chatter had suggested. As for the rumor tying him to country star Dwight Yoakam, John firmly denied any familial relation or professional association. Contrary to claims that he had been signed by Sugar Hill Records under Yoakam's direction, he explained that he remained unsigned and independent at the time. His straightforward and heartfelt message struck a chord with fans. People quickly wrote encouraging and thank you comments, praising him for being honest and handling the situation with grace. Supporters from Louisiana and beyond rallied behind him, thankful for his honesty and proud of how he represented his community in the face of fake controversy. People liked John more because he didn't change who he was, even when there were other things going on. John stayed focused on his music and the road that led him to the American Idol stage. His calm and graceful response to the rumors not only put an end to the rumors, but it also reminded people of why they fell in love with him in the first place. As the finale approaches, fans all over the country are cheering for the talented young singer. With the trophy now in reach, many people think it's finally time for John Foster to take his rightful place at the top.